In this video, I'm going to walk through how I work my legs using resistance bands. First, let's go through the equipment. What you see me putting that flat loop resistance band through is a Fit Milia resistance band board. It's made by a company that doesn't exist anymore, and unfortunately, they don't make this board is not available anymore. But it is a great board. It was one of my first, probably one of my first, I would call quote unquote real boards. Before that, a guy named, I think his name is Gamerbody. He had introduced me to, through his YouTube video. I don't know him personally. Through his YouTube video, he had introduced me to the step board, which I used for a little while, but it's made out of plastic. Other than that, it was a pretty good board, but it was a little bit too thick for my liking. So in an area where I was looking for more resistance, in a sense, the what do you call it? The step board gave a little too much resistance, but this was kind of this is the perfect, I guess, happy medium of resistance. Because you could also kind of select your resistance. If you'll notice, there are holes going across the board. So I'm using kind of the second, I would call it the second level of holes. You can also go around the outside for more resistance, but in this case, I chose to use that area of resistance, which is pretty decent. Now the next thing you see me, next thing you'll notice is I'm wearing a harness that connects to the band. That is called the squat harness. That is by ripped by Rosenblatt, by Jason. I guess the owner is Jason Rosenblatt. And in my search for finding the best way to do legs with resistance bands, I just happened to see this on the Hybrid Resistance channel. He gave a demo of it, and I saw it, and I was like, that is it. I've tried many different variations of doing squats with resistance bands. I've done the split squat, front squat. I basically hated any other variant, but this is version 2. That's another product no longer available, but he does make a version 3, which kind of takes an idea. I mean, he doesn't take it from me. He actually came up with this idea himself. But one of the only thing I had with the squat harness, is if you would call it a problem, not necessarily a problem, was that it was a little awkward to crouch into the squat harness. So what I did was I got climbing carabiners to extend the length of the attachment. So you'll see that I have climbing carabiners attached to to a pair of hammock straps, and I use the hammock straps to basically capture or wrap around the width of the band. Because as the band gets wider, it's more and more awkward to put the band into the carabiner. So the hammock strap hooks it onto the band, and then I hooked that onto the climbing carabiner, then I hooked that onto the squat harness. So the version 3 is a different take on the same idea, where there's a clip carabiner on the top, but also on the version 3, the strap is extendable, and also there's a hook at the other end, which makes it easier to attach the hammock straps and wrap around the band. And it makes the loading a lot easier. Now, version 4 is also going to come with the same idea, except at the end there's going to be a band holder versus the hook, so you can actually directly attach your band, which I find is probably the most convenient. So looking forward to the version 4. But also, if you have the version 3 or version 2, he actually sells those straps separately, so that's another option. And now, of course, I finish up my leg workout by doing RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. And you see me here loading a Tribe Fitness resistance band bar. You could certainly use the squat harness to do RDLs as well, but I generally prefer doing deadlifts with bar, and this just comes from the way I used to do my leg workout, which would be squats followed by traditional barbell deadlifts, and I kind of like the feel of using a bar on deadlifts rather than using the harness. The harness is fine, but for this, I do definitely prefer the bar, and I feel that. I think both equally work the hamstring, but this just feels more deadlifty, and I like that. I come from that kind of background: heavy deadlifts, heavy squats, and that's all I have to say about working legs with resistance bands.